take into account to criticize or to analyze the work, because the point is not to use the moral judgment. Unless you use that, you are going to have maybe a completely subjective point of view in the criticism. But the point is that, for instance, in Rufus' case and Baudelaire, they had this completely biased point of view. So, in the case of Rufus, for instance, if you take his biography, okay, as let's say as a background to analyze a poem or a work, you are going to use a completely negative point of view. So it is completely moral. But if you just take more information about the author that is not so biased, you may take it to see how his life influenced his works without using moral judgment. And it is not so bad. It is not so, it would never make your criticism see biased or without a subjective or objective point.
Okay. Basically the argument is biography is right, moralizing about it is not right. Okay, but that doesn't mean biography is incorrect, right? That's the argument? Good. 1 minute to reply. What good argument?
Okay. From since we have also studied the biographical approach, we think that the biographical approach is of course perfect in literary criticism. However, it should be like a reference point, and it's one of the trends that we can use, and it's one of the elements and of the tools that we can use to approach a text, but it shouldn't be final. It should not be the turning point to approach a text, because it's not the only thing that is in there. So it works fine as a reference, but it's not everything that the text has to offer for us, as literary critics.
Time.
Good. 1 minute. That's why. Perfect time. New arguments, right?
Yeah. And also, we would like to argue that as literary critics, we should aspire to create more than just follow whatever trends have been established in the past. We should be able to take a text by itself too. You know, not only let that biographical approach be the one that decides what we think or not about the text. And whatever Poe did in his personal life, it should remain as part of his life, and maybe a reference point again, but not the conclusive point to say what kind of author and what kind of writer and what kind of text did he produce. You know, it should be measured, but not only from the biographical approach.
Good. Same thing. Okay, very good. The argument is in favor of more space for creativity, not only biographical references, right? Good. 1 minute to reply to that argument in a specific, and then 3 minutes to present a new counter-argument. Reply. Who wants to reply?
I want to.
You're going to reply? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I would say that the work, since the work doesn't exist by itself, it comes from the author, so you cannot take into account, you cannot just isolate the work by itself. It is not just there. It comes from someone, and it comes from experiences, inspiration, and that feeling that the author got the moment he created the work. So you have to take into account that. So for me, it's important to go back to his life and to see what happened to him, around him, what makes him make that work. You cannot just say, well, that word is there, so it comes from someone. It comes from inspiration, and it has some impact.
Good for the reply. Very nice.